Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This time around, we're here to review Split Fiction, brought to you by Hazelight Studios. Split Fiction is a phenomenal game that brings the world of co-op right back to your couch. Hazelight Studios has been known for its co-op games over the years that have taken us by storm, especially with its 2021 Game of the Year winner, It Takes Two, a fantastic game that really kind of teaches you about yourself as you play the game. So, anyways, this is a co-op action-adventure game published, of course, by Electronic Arts, and I want to give a big shout-outs to Electronic Arts and Hazelight Studios for giving me an opportunity of checking this game out. I know this video is probably going up a couple days after launch, but it's been busy. Things have been crazy. So, anyways, the story of this game is based around Mio and Zoe, and they are writers who are trying to get published, and they get the opportunity to be published, and they get pulled to this really big corporation. And this corporation's like, hey, you're going to step inside these magical bubbles, and inside these magical bubbles, your worlds will come to life in front of your eyes, and this is how we'll make better writing and blah 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 blah. And then it sounds pretty evil, right? Like it's like, okay, there's something up to this. Like, so as things go on, you find out a little bit of an evil conspiracy, but from there the game really blossoms. This is when you see what real co-op action adventure is all about. By utilizing the co-op play, that is really the only way you can get through this game. And I've got to say, I really love the style of this game. I already was head over heels for It Takes Two. But with Split Fiction, we see a merge between the sci-fi world and this fantasy world. And it's funny because I feel like both of these characters were really
please calm down.
a lot of their emotional traits really lined up with me and my wife. So like, I'm big on sci-fi, space fiction, all this other stuff. She is too, but she kind of loves fantasy as well as I do, and so we love these genres, but the characters and the way that they react to certain things, how, Mio, she kind of keeps herself, her private life quiet, and Zoe's like, haha, I'm gonna tell everybody, hey, look what I'm doing. That so ties in with how me and my wife's personality is. And you see that kind of stretch across this entire story with both of these characters. Some really fascinating things happen in this game as well. The overall gameplay mechanics and stuff are pretty tight. There was some times that we had struggles trying to move throughout the level, but I think it was more or less the, difficult sections of the game. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, like, the styles of gameplay in this game are really crazy. I mean, you go from, flying in spaceships to turning into fairy characters or, fantasy characters, to one point in time you're a hot dog, to another time you're a pair of pigs, and, the hot dog and the pig thing kind of ties in. So it's crazy, dude. It's really honestly crazy. There's so many different call outs to video games in general, but it is a really wild and wacky story, and it's something that really grabs you and pulls you in and makes you want to figure out, of course, the basis of the story and get things tied together. But it makes you want to see what else they did. What else did they do in this game? I mean, because think about where they came from. A Way Out was a prison escape game, and then It Takes Two was about a husband and a wife getting a divorce, and they get turned into little toy characters. And now it's two aspiring writers that are trying to get published, and they've got to learn more about themselves together. To get out of this, bubble realm that they're stuck in. So she gets, as I said, in this story, Mio gets scared at the beginning and doesn't really want to do the procedure, and kind of is trying to push herself away from the staff, and ends up getting thrown into the same status bubble that Zoe's in. and then their imaginations intertwine together. So there's times as you're playing the game, you'll be in a story that Mio has, and it's, all in space, and then you'll come up to these little sections throughout the game that are like side quests or side stories, and they'll take you into a fantasy world that Zoe has made, and then bring you back to the space. And it's really crazy, man. It's a mind-bending experience like you probably have not had or not seen in some time. So I've got to say, to kind of make it a short and sweet review, this game is fantastic. From start to finish, Split Fiction kept me and my wife on the edge of our seats. We were overly excited to be playing this game because there's so many different unique styles of play, so many different unique areas that you can visit, and so many different graphical presentations that we're interchanging on a constant basis throughout the game. It is a really fascinating and really just beautiful job by Hazelight Studios to showcase what real co-op is really about. And it's about you learning more about each other and, becoming a team and playing, some of the wildest and wackiest games together, just to have that connection. So I definitely think this is something you guys should check out. And I feel that it's one of my favorite games of 2024 for sure. Big shout outs to Hazelight for bringing back the co-op genre, man, because co-op was so close to being dead, and this just brings it back tenfold. So I'm going to give Split Fiction a 5 out of 5. It is one of my favorite games of 2025. So I said 2024 just a minute ago. But I love you guys so much, and thank you for watching this video. It's, I know it's short and sweet, and it's probably a little late. Who knows what's been going on, but I think that it is a really great game and something that you all definitely have to play. So please make sure to check out more reviews, podcasts, and previews over at Cinelinx.com. Please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace out.